Hi, I'm Well Tyler and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, it's been a while since I filmed, and there's a video that I'm gonna do catching up or running down on everything. If it's not up already by now, it's gonna come soon. I'm so sorry for the delay. For my ride or die fans that have still stayed with me through this 3 to 2.5 months of not uploading, love you and just thanks for the support. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming up for you guys, but let's rush right into the story time. I have loads of story times. I have not filmed for maybe 3 months, and a lot has happened to me in the span of those 3 months. If you can hear anything in the background, it's just my fan just keeping me cool because I'm wearing this coat in summer right now, but it's for the ambiance. It's a little cool. So let's get right into it. The story is called, as you can see by the title, I don't know if this is gonna be the actual title, so don't come for me in the video if it's not, but I'm outside in an AMG. And I titled it that because I don't want to say the particular car that was used name, since Namibia is very small and I was always anxious to do stereotypes because people can link and kind of like figure out who I'm talking about, which I honestly don't mind. It really doesn't matter to me personally anymore, but you just never know, and just protecting everyone, I guess I'm just not gonna disclose all of the information at once. There was a long intro. How about we get into the story time? That person had uploaded a story and we were just like on social media, we were generally just chilling, like there was nothing major to it, and she saw the story come up, and that person had posted a picture of a vehicle, a car obviously, and that car and a location, and the location was where I live right now, which was the state I live in, which is the town I live in, city I live in, whatever you want to call it, and they were there. Now let me give you another backstory. Prior to that, a week before, I was in their town. You know, I was in his city or his state, whatever, you know, and I was chilling with my friend and her cousins just a week before that, and we did link that we were there also in our description, not necessarily to get his attention, it was just to say we were in this place, you know, and he never like linked up or got back to us or said anything, or no one. I spoke to a friend and I hung out with a friend from that place, but you know, like if you know someone and they're in town and you've not seen them in a while and you really want to see them, you'll obviously make an effort to see that person. So I linked up with another friend because me and that friend have a relationship and we wanted to see each other, so I'm just trying to create the different variations of the people that we're in. So now a week forwarding back to a week in front, now he's in my town, he's in my city, and he puts the link or whatever, says he's here, and my friend like saw it, but we didn't really pay that much mind. I think she saw it like 37 minutes ago, like he posted it, and 37 minutes after that she saw it, and then we didn't really like think anything of it, to be honest. And then she was like, oh, I know this area, and I remember she brought the phone to me and was like, oh look, who is in town, and like he's in this area. And then we both stared at the area, and there was a significance to that area, and it took us the same amount of time to click where exactly he was. We both looked at it and we were like, oh my gosh, like what the hell. He was literally in my street, you guys. His car, what a coincidence. Like he could have been anywhere in the city, but he literally was in my street, and his car was right outside, and he like captioned, you know, being in my city. And I know what you guys are thinking. I would have been thinking the same thing too. He obviously did this to get my attention, but I don't think he knew that it was my street. Like he had no prior knowledge. He had never been to my new spot, which I had moved to, and I don't think he cares enough, to be honest, but I just assumed that he was obsessed with me and he was following me like a stalker. So me and my friend literally start screaming. We literally start losing our, you know, just start losing it. We start screaming and we're just like, oh my gosh, she's literally outside. And I remember that day we both sprinted like runners, like she's a runner, she's a track star. We both sprinted right out of my room, right out of the house. We didn't even close anything, everything was wide open, and we ran towards the part of the street that he was in, and we didn't see anything. We didn't see any car. There was a bunch of cars in that area, but not the specific car that was posted. And then we took the phone and the story and we were analyzing the position at which the car stood and where it would probably be standing if it was facing this angle. Like we literally were like just like science people, like literally they're investigating, FBI, we're trying to figure out exactly where he stopped and what was the significance of this area. Why was it in my street? Like, I needed to know what was the reason. What was the reason? So we couldn't figure out anything, but we noticed that there was a hotel in that particular area, and that is where the car was generally placed. So it was at the hotel, and we thought, okay, maybe he lives at the hotel, or maybe it was just a random stop. Maybe he just happened to take the picture there. And we started freaking out, or I started freaking out, because I don't generally love him or have any feelings like that for him. She's cringing right now, but I'm saying that I just felt like, maybe it's time to bury the hatchet. I don't know, whatever it is on both sides. And I was like, okay, let me go and link up and try and see if this person is in my area. Like, why not? Like, I was in his area like a week ago. It didn't happen. I guess this is fate. I always believe in fate instead of coincidences. So I was like, why not? So we decided, okay, cool, we're gonna get out, get ready, and we're gonna go out tonight. Your homegirl had some cash, we had some cash. We were like, okay, we'll probably just go look cute and go sit somewhere. But this was really late. The time we saw the story was like 6 something. And in my country right now, in Namibia, we have a curfew, and I think it changed, but the curfew at that time was 10 p.m. It's still 10 p.m. now, but everything closed early around 7 or 8, so you basically just had an hour, because we saw the story around 6 something, and to get us both ready was gonna take an additional 45 to an hour minutes, and we just were like, okay, cool, by the time we finish it'll be 7, and then what happens, we only have like an hour left until curfew, basically. So we had to figure out where to go and what to do. So we decided that we were gonna go to the malls. But then before we went to the mall, we decided to look through all the friends' stories, because we have mutual friends, or we have mutual people that we know. Let's call them people that we know, not friends. And we decided to kind of go through his particular friends and our mutual friends' stories, just to try and depict where he's gonna hang out. We were trying to like decipher, and I feel as if we put a lot of energy into this, and I was just like, I knew it was not worth it, but I was like, today I'm gonna do this. Today I'm having fun, like it was like I made a commitment to, like, whatever this is, I'm gonna allow it. I was like not being afraid. I was like, this is clearly a sign. How about I just go on and do it? So we basically looked through all the friends' stories. There was a significant friend that posted something that kind of gave a lot more information than we had expected, and it was that they were hanging at a certain mall, which is Grove Mall, in the city I live, and they were gonna move somewhere after, from the mall, somewhere like a house party or a birthday party. One of the friends or somebody that they all knew was having a birthday that week, and I remember her telling me, oh yeah, this is probably gonna be where they're at or where they're going. So we said, okay, we're gonna go to the mall. We're just gonna have a pop-up, guess who? Pop-up, guess who? Okay, so we decided we're gonna have a pop-up, and it was not even for them, it was mostly for me. Like, but I said we were gonna do this, so we got cute and we were like, let's go to the mall. But then we started thinking about all the optics, how long it's gonna take us to get there, sit there for one round. It's like, it was not gonna work out. So we said, okay, how about we go sit at this particular hotel where the car was parked. And I know you're probably thinking from the beginning of the video, duh, go sit at the hotel, that makes so much more logical sense, So I was like, okay, cool, fine, we'll go sit at the hotel. But I was not feeling it because there was no car outside, and just the ambiance, the hotel was very dead. There was no music. It was generally just like a hotel, and there was like soft playing music. It was just very like chilled, and I was just like, I don't think that this is where he would be if he's planning on having a thrive tonight or something like that. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm probably wrong. But we said, we called a few people and asked for advice also, maybe 2 people, and the people said, just go sit at the hotel, have a few cocktails. If he comes, it comes. If it doesn't, he doesn't. What's the big deal? And I thought, yeah, true. We went to the hotel. Oh my gosh, we went to go sit there. I remember walking into the hotel, and we spoke to the receptionist. She was so kind, she was so sweet, and she was a young girl like us, so I felt like she could understand, the whole narrative or what is going on. And I remember asking her, I was like, oh, so did a certain young man, I can't give you a description of this guy, but I gave her his description, but I can't say it on camera. But did a certain young man that looks like this and this check into this hotel coming from this and this location? That is literally what I asked the receptionist, and she was like, no, I don't think so, not that I can recall. And I was like, okay. But I was like, okay, I at least did my due diligence. And then we walked right into the place where we go sit down, we got our menus, we ordered, and we were just feeling cute. We took some shots, we took snaps, and I remember I always charge my phone. I call myself a charge girl. That's the term I give to somebody whose phone is always like above a 60-something%. You know, your phone is never below a 60, and that is a charge girl. And my friend necessarily is not a charge girl. She hardly charges her phone. It's always in the pits, in the 9s, in the 10s, in the 20s, in the 30s. Like, that's her general, like, where her phone is. And in that day, I didn't really charge my phone, so I was not a charge girl. I couldn't call myself that. So my phone was generally like, it was low. I could remember my phone was like at a 20-something%. And I was just freaking out with everything that was going on. I went to the hotel, and I was the one that kind of like had the internet access, because the internet didn't kind of want to load on her phone or connect to her phone for some reason. But we needed to post this particular story on her story because he follows her. So we needed to put it on her story so he could see it and see that we were at that particular hotel. So we took pictures of our cocktails and ourselves, and we had to tag the location, which was the location that he tagged. Or not the location he tagged the entire state. But we were gonna narrow it down and tag the hotel itself, which we believed he lived at. Not to be stalkers, but just to be also like, I'm outside in the AMG too, So we were just being messy, to be honest, generally. So it was just like, let's just do this. We took cute snaps, we tagged the hotel, and my phone was about to die. We took more pictures, we just ate, we drank, we're just chilling. But he didn't view any of the stories, and it was like very like annoying, because I was like, well, we did all this. What if we did all this for nothing? This guy is not coming, this is not happening. And I was freaking out a little. But at the end of the day, I was kind of having fun, and my friend was very supportive to say that, hey, we came here and we're doing this thing, whether he comes or not, we might as well just have fun at the end of the day. And that kind of like reassured me. So we're like, oh, cool, we're just having fun. While we are sitting, I gave another friend of mine a rundown of what we're gonna do. So I told my friend, oh no, we're just gonna go sit, because my other friend also knows the situation. So I was just filling in my good Judy, telling my good Judy, oh no, we're just going to this certain location to go sit there and have a few drinks and maybe some food, because who might be living there. But it was all speculation, So I said, cool, we'll go sit there and we'll wait. And then I decided, okay, let me call this person before my phone dies, because my phone was literally about to die in any second. Let me call them before my phone dies, and just to reassure them of everything, and then just talk. And while I was on the phone, I was having this whole conversation. I was standing on a balcony, and there was parking below me. Like, the floor below me had a parking slot, but I didn't realize that the area had a parking spot. So I was on the phone, and I was just going on about like how he is probably here, how we are standing outside, like literally trying to like wait and everything. And I was just like telling my friend all this stuff. And then my other friend that's sitting on the table with me went to the bathroom, and then she came back, and then she sat for a second, and then while I'm on the phone, she just started having this weird look on her face. And we were watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta that day before, and there was this scene in the new season. There was this scene in it, just like a moment where stuff went down, like the whole Bolo situation, whatever. And the music that they played, it was this song that was like, Jesus, take me to the higher ground. It was like, there's like a little song, like a Catholic song or something like that. And it was played at the moment of like freaking out, like when you're trying to figure out something. And she had that exact same expression on her face, because I remember she was just like, and then I was like, what is this girl's problem? And at this point we had like a certain amount of drinks in us, and I looked at her and I was like, what is it? And she had like this face like she had seen a ghost, like she looked pale. And just her expression alone, just how she looked alone, terrified me. I was so scared. Oh man, the thing is like, oh my gosh, like this person, let's just say that I was very, very invested in the situation, that didn't really happen, you know. So they still kind of had like this hold on me. And you know when you think you're over something and then you come back into it, or you test it again and you're like, oh, okay, turns out I'm actually not over this. And it was not that, it was just the moment that I felt completely petrified. I felt scared, you know. I was literally scared. I was shaking. I couldn't move to her. I remember there was this the door was folded or something like that, so there was a layer or some frame, like the door opened like this, like it's a glass door but it had layers. I don't know if you can how to explain it. And it was standing towards it, and I remember I stood behind it because I was like, whoever can see her can probably see me. And worst of all, if they came in with a car and drove past the parking or even parked just close to me, they could have heard everything I said. And I literally laid down the whole plan there. I was telling my friend, oh no, we're sitting here waiting for this guy, that guy, especially that one, this guy. And I gave all the details in that specific area. So I was like, oh shh, this person might have heard me. They might have heard what I said. And I went back to sit down when the person was gone, and I asked her, oh, what's up? And then she was like, I saw somebody that looks like him. And I was like, are you sure? And then she was like, okay, I didn't see his face. She said she got a glimpse, and the person kind of like brushed up the stairs, like rushed, you know. They took like a leap. And I was like, why would somebody do that, you know, unless they maybe saw you before you saw them or something. And I said, okay, how does this person look like? And then we both know how it looks like, but we just had to explain to each other. Then I said, okay, that's probably him. And I decided to switch seats. I was sitting facing her, but I decided to sit in this direction. So basically, let's say you are her, I'm me. We're facing each other right now. So I decided to sit this way, you know, like this. So I'm facing this direction, and then the person would be behind us because we're facing each other and we're both facing the entrance, you know. So this is how we sat by the entrance in the balcony, so we could see the area where he posted the initial car picture, and we could also see the entrance. We sat there strategically so we could like see him from both entrances, you know, from both sides. And just to say that we went through all that work and sat strategically like that, and he even probably saw or heard us before we saw him. It was the drinks in my mind. So we sat there and I changed seats, and I decided, okay, we're not sure if it's him, let's not freak out. We ordered another round of shots. We sat there for a while and we were just like, okay, maybe he might come, whatever. And I was like, I remember I started panicking because I was like, oh shh, this is actually happening. I was like, if this is actually happening, I don't kind of want to do it anymore. I started like having second thoughts. I started wanting to pull away, and I put myself in that situation. So I didn't expect anyone to feel bad for me or anything, or I just felt like, why did I do this? It was not necessary. It was like, why am I doing this for someone that'll probably not do this? I just started freaking out. I was like, this is not worth it. I was like, no, I want to leave. I genuinely wanted to leave. And then just as I was saying all that, she was like, no, let's just have fun. We're already here. We're literally already sitting. Whether it's him or not, we're already here. We might make the best out of the situation. She was just trying to calm me down. I was like, okay, cool. Then she sees two girls. Then she sees an individual. I can't mention who he is. And then she sees that person. And then she saw another person. So it looked like it was like on a family affair. I said oh because I was not supposed to say that. But it looked like it was like a thing. And I was like, oh no, this person is here with like the whole gang like that. And I was like, this is uncomfortable because, you know, imagine you're with your particular family or something like that somewhere, and then someone that, you know, it's like there, like, and it's like awkward, you know. So I was like, okay, this is not cute. And it turns out that that person was not the person we thought it was. Not him, but the person he was with. And so we were like, okay, cool. And then it was him. She confirmed it was him because she was freaking out, trying to look and also report back to me without saying anything. So basically we were communicating like in code. She's basically like like she's like humming, and like I can see by the tones and the levels that she's like, okay, it's him and he's with people and stuff. And I was freaking out because I couldn't see anything, and I was just like, what is happening, what is happening? Like, and it's happening all behind me, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I don't know, like I just started feeling overwhelmed. And then she said that they went into the certain like check-in spot and they stood there for a while, and we were freaking out, and I wanted to leave. I remember saying, okay, let's just leave, let's just get the check and leave. And she was like, no, they're still there, so if we're gonna leave, we're probably gonna have to walk past them. And I sit there, and then he goes out with the people, and then he walks back up the stairs, and then I didn't want to look, and I think he also knew kind of what was happening, and because we were sitting in the restaurant, and the restaurant had only two other couples, or maybe 3 or 2 other people seated at that restaurant, so it was like pretty clear there was no one else, it was empty. So I believe that he saw us because we were also right in his like face, you know, like we sit right in front of him. I told you we're sitting facing each other, facing this direction and this direction. So like anyone that walks in from there would see the people that are sitting right there, you know. And I believe we're, you know, pretty enough to get your attention. So I was just like, there's no way that this guy looked in that direction and did not see all this. Are you gonna tell me that he did not see all this? No, he did. So I decided, let me make sure with my own eyes, because I've never seen him with my own eyes. I didn't see him with my own eyes that day. So I wanted to look back, but then I was like, I can't look in his face. I can't give him the satisfaction of seeing his face and having him not greet me. So my friend told me exactly when to turn around and look, and it was while I was walking away, and I looked at him and I just saw the back profile. That's all I needed to see, and I was like, that's him. Instantaneously I knew it was him, and I said, okay, cool, it's fine, it don't matter. He probably saw us, he don't want to say hi. We decided to have more fun. We got more shots, we got more food, we got another drink, we started drinking, we just started partying, having fun, and he left, and he got into his car with the people he was with, probably going to that party that we already figured out he was going to go to that party. And we could have been wiser and probably meet up with the other guys we're closer to, and then found our way also at the same party. And then he comes to the party, and then I'm just there like, hi B, yeah, I got you, didn't I? You know, maybe that would have been a better, a cooler thing. But I feel as if anyone you have to work this hard to get the attention of, it's not worth it for you and them. So I was like, bruh, it's over. We had fun actually that day, and then we went home. And I remember that day, Chloe Bailey loved her remix of is it They Say Time Heals or Time Heals, Time Stills? What is the song? Still Mine. Still Mine, yo. You're Still Mine, with Drake and Young Blue. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry. Love you. That song came out and she did the remix cover of it. And I remember the second we got home, I started taking the snaps. You know, I wanted to look all sexy. And I remember just that song being in my head the whole day because it came out that day. And we're listening to her verse and we were just like, yes, man. She's just saying all the right stuff, you know. And I listened to Drake's verse also, and you know, I was just like, damn. And he told me about like, Pretty taught me ugly lessons. And I was like, yes, you know, Pretty did teach me ugly lessons. You know, being this gorgeous is not always the easiest thing, you know. And it taught me, and it said also, I'm ashamed to tell my friends how much I'll do for you because you would never do the same for me. I was just like, damn, I wasn't looking for your secrets, they just came to me and they contradicted everything you claimed to be. What? Like, I'm just spitting Drake rhymes right now, but I just felt as if that song was like there, right moment, right time. And I was completely affected, but I was like, it's cool. And I was kind of jaded at that moment. I remember I was not gonna cry over him. Like, that's like, that ship has sailed. It has sailed. It has sailed. And I was just like, this is over and done with. I'm not gonna cry over him. But I definitely needed that closure. I feel like in some sense or some form, like, we were not right for each other, and I feel like I knew it, you know. It's so weird, sometimes the people that you could really like or be in love with or whatever you want to call it is generally not good for you. And I just feel like in that moment we both realized that okay, this should be my final hurrah when it comes to this person, should be my walking away. And that is what I've done, that is what I'm doing actively. You know, I'm talking to other people also, so what's good. So it's what I'm doing and what I've done. And okay, it does fun. I have a story time to tell you guys now. So it was definitely one of my most interesting days, and this guy had 2 chances to see me. 2 days, Jordan, 2 days. He had 2 chances to see me in the span of a week, and I realized he even stayed there longer than he was supposed to at the hotel. I thought it was probably a weekend stay, but somebody, you know, because I got my spies on you, somebody told me that he was there for like maybe 2 weeks. So he was there for my birthday even. So I just feel as if at this point, like, it's like, shh, it's over, it's done, it's sealed, wrap it in a box, tie it up, throw it away. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and more story times coming. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, don't ever go out of your way for any guy. Love yourself. Bye.